former student namin. Ang sabi niya ako po, saan ka pupunta? Ewan ko po. Sama ka na sa amin. Sinama nila sa Pampanga. Sinama ni Sister Peg sa Holy Rosary. Remember that year na hindi tayo nag-Christmas party? Because we decided that we just, contribute what we would spend. Uminom lang tayo ng, I think, tsokolate. Ganun lang. At suman. Wala nang Christmas gifts. Wala nang raffle, We just, put our funds together. And then nagkwento si Ralph. And that was it. And we were all teary-eyed listening to him. And then I said, kung wala ka ng pamilya, kami na lang ang pamilya mo. Pwede ba? And that now gave him hope. Nakakatawa nga si Ralph hanggang ngayon. Ang tawag ba naman niya sa akin, Papa Bishop? Sabi ko, Bishop na lang. Huwag na nagdagan ng Papa. Baka naman pag-isipan pa ako nila. But you see, he's longing for a father. He lost everybody. Kaya nga nirecommend ko siya ng papal visit Oh, he was surprised. Ang sabi niya, text siya, Papa Bishop. Tinatawag po ako doon sa Archdiocese of Palo. A-attend daw ako. I-orientation daw. Para sa papal visit. Ano po yun, Papa Bishop? Sabi ko, nirecommend kita, sabi ko. Para naman makita mo si Pope. Talaga, makikita ko siya. Naku, kahit ako malayo. Sabi niya, ay, excited po ako. Sabi niya, salamat po. He did not know he was going to be having lunch with the Holy Father. Imagine that, no? Pero, umabag nyo. At nagmamadali ng Holy Father, hindi na siya nag-lunch. But he did not want to skip greeting each one of them. So, isa-isa niya nilapitan. Tapos pagdating kay Ralph, hawak ni Ralph yung family picture nila. Ang sabi daw kay Pope, Holy Father, this is my mama, this is my papa. This is my lolo, my lola. These are my brothers and my sisters. They all died. Can you please bless them? And the Pope cried and embraced the boy. Ang sabi niya, para ako nasa langit. Ang sabi niya, para ako nasa langit. See, he was in a state of shock when we met him. He was still struggling with what happened to him. May stages of grieving, sabi ng psychologist na si Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Shock, denial, anger, depression, acceptance. But not all people are able to reach acceptance. Yung iba, they fall into depression and they take their life. Di ba yun ang kwento ni Vincent van Gogh? And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. Well, I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Please make no judgment about people who take their life. I don't recommend it. No? I'm not telling you to do it. But people who take their life are usually not in the right state of mind. The instinct for survival is much stronger than the instinct for death. You've got to be so sick as to take your life. That's why I hate it when people say, napakamatay siya, hindi pwede ipasok sa simbahan. Ba't tinatanong ako, di ba, Bishop, bawal pang misa kapag nagpakamatay? Ang sabi ko, di ba sabi nila, kasalanan niyang magpakamatay. Sabi ko, oo, kasalanan if you are in your right state of mind. Tell me, how many people who take their lives are in the right state of mind? Aber? Salamat na lang nag-aral tayo ng psychology, mas nauunawaan na natin, and we can be more sympathetic and more compassionate. Tatandaan nyo yan, ha? Kasi nangyari na yan dito. Naalibin yung, hindi man na-blessan. Because they thought, hindi siya pwede. Please, you remember that, yung ating usher ito, I really felt that. Anyway. So, ang sabi ni Gabriel Marcel, we must avoid oversimplifying things because we might miss the point altogether. And this is what happens to people who make the same shortcuts that we earlier characterized as typical of the optimists, or those who propose a cheap consolation. Iwasan ang mga murang konsolasyon. Cheap consolation. Ang tawag ko dito, consuelo de bobo. Consuelo para sa mga bobo. Yung tipong, do not cry, he's in heaven now. Parang dali-dali mong sabihin kasi hindi ikaw namatayan. Thank God, his suffering is over already. Kung nakikipaglamay ka lang, please, avoid words like this. Sometimes even with the best of intentions, we will end up doing the exact opposite of what we intend to do. That is, you're pushing the sufferer deeper into the abyss of despair. In reality, it is those who refrain from offering cheap consolation, those who would rather communicate a silent but compassionate presence, who are able to nurture the seeds of hope in the sufferer. And that's very Filipino, actually. It is precisely in times of grieving that a quiet presence or an expression of solidarity tends to be more articulate than a cheap talk or a cheap consolation or assurances that things will be better. Nararanasan natin ito sa paglalamay sa patay, pakikiramay, with those who are in a state of grieving. Sometimes, your neighbors would just come and help out in the kitchen or tenderly hold the hand of the bereaved, or just sit quietly with the family without having to say much. Your presence is already reassuring. Quiet presence. Somehow, hope grows in solidarity and communion. Despair grows in isolation. People who despair feel they're all alone. But when you have somebody with you, then hope is more possible. Hindi ka nag-iisa. Even in the midst of a community, a person in a state of grief will suffer in isolation. You remember the story of Jairus in the Gospel of Mark? Alam niyo yung kwento ni Jairus, di ba? It is a story within a story. Si Jairus, ito yung synagogue official na nagmamadali kasi emergency, mamamatay na yung kanyang anak na 12-year-old girl. Tapos, alusunggaman niya si Jesus at kalad ka rin siya. Lord, mamamatay na po yung anak ko. Medyo may authority siya, synagogue official siya, presumptuous siya na pwede siya may privilege. Parang nauna ako. Ang daming tao nakapalibot. Pero hinatak niya si Jesus, sabi niya, tabi kayo dyan. Nauna na ako. Yung anak ko mamamatay. Emergency lang. Please, tabi kayo dyan, tabi kayo dyan. He was desperate. The desperate Jairus is going to be set aside momentarily by the storyteller himself. Because Jesus' deliberate pause becomes the occasion to introduce another character, a woman who had been suffering from hemorrhage for 12 years. The same amount of time as the age of the daughter of Jairus. Ang tawag ko dito, hoping against hope. Hoping against hope that Jesus could reach his daughter in just the nick of time and lay his hands on her, Jairus is suddenly confronted by the odds of a delay that could have been avoided if only Jesus had kept a pace with him. Yan ang problema eh. Minsan, emergency, kailangan mo, madidelay pa. Imagine, dala-dala mo yung tatay mo sa ambulansya. Emergency. Tapos na traffic pa. Parang gusto mo nang bumaba, hawiin lahat ng sasakyan. Parang ganyan si Jairus. And it is obvious that the gospel writer inserted the story of the healing of the woman with hemorrhage into the story of Jairus, precisely to reinforce the desperado of Jairus. And of course, si Jesus naman, hindi siya nagmamadali.